Hey everybody, welcome back to another super exciting Art of War stream. We are back at it again with our weekly tournament review series. Today we have two events that we're going to be talking about. First is a tournament that happened this previous weekend, Warzone Houston, one of the first major events over in Texas in the post-Balance Dataslate world we find ourselves in. So that's super exciting. Figure out if Eldari's still on top, figure out what's still doing well and how it's all happening, try to break down the story of that event for you. And then we've got another event coming up in this weekend. We actually have two events coming up this coming weekend. First is the Crucible major tournament here in Orlando, Florida, which pretty much the entire Art of War stream house is going to. I'll be going, John's going, Jack's going, Seek's going, Quentin's going. Lists were just submitted for that, but they are not public yet, so we can't break that down. But you better best believe we'll do an after-action report of that tournament for you, plus tons of other coverage in the war room as well. Additionally, this coming weekend, we have the London Grand Tournament, the LGT, the behemoth over on the other side of the pond. The London Grand Tournament is the largest tournament, to my knowledge, over in the UK. It is the second largest tournament in the world for singles play. And oh my god, is it an exciting time, because their lists have actually just gone live. Now, there are 751 participants in the LGT, at least as of Best Coast Pairings, the website we use to track this stuff. And I am not going to go through 751 lists. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I will do is go through some very historical top performers, top players you need to watch out for and you may want to learn something from. So we'll go through all of those and kind of talk about what's good, what's bad, what they're doing. And I'm sure I'm not going to hit every top player in there. I'd be surprised if the top players I hit all made the top 10. But, you know, these are players with historically awesome records. So we're going to get right on through it. If you like this kind of content where we break down tournament results and look ahead towards tournaments, we're breaking down lists, please do us a solid. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's right down there. And leave a comment letting us know what you think or what other tournaments you're excited for. If you want to see us cover your tournament, let me know in the comments as well. So please take care of all that. It's free to do, and it really means the world to us. And if you want to actually learn the game, become your best, and become better at Warhammer so you can start going to these tournaments, or even just help, you know, understand the game I'm talking about a little bit more, check out the Warren. We got a 3-day free trial going on right now in the link below, the warren.vhx.tv. That's going to transport you to this magical land where essentially you get access to all of our premium content all the time. It's wonderful. It's great. It's grand. So no reason not to do that. 3-day free trial in the link below. Give it a click. All right, everybody. So I'm just going to get right into it and first start off by talking about Warzone Houston. So this is Best Coast Pairings. Apparently you do need a subscription to see all this stuff, but it's $5 a month and I highly recommend it. I find it very helpful for keeping up with the meta. Anyway, we have a few roster people we want to take a look at first here. This is absolutely no order. This is just the order of people who came in here. But actually, let's just take a look at the placings. Let's just go straight to who won this event. So Colin McDade taking first place with Tau. We're, of course, going to look up what his army and all that's like. Robert Moreland with Astra Militarum in second. George Bobkov in third with Chaos Space Marines. We've got Death Guard in fourth. Necrons in fifth. Death Guard again in sixth. Genestealer Cult in seventh. Space Wolves in eighth. Drukari in ninth. And Adeptus Custodes in 10th. Then the new Tyranids coming in 11th. Yes, these are the new Tyranids, I believe. And then Astra Militarum getting their repeat in at 12th. Super healthy meta in terms of the diversity, and I'm not seeing a single Eldar player here. Let's see where the first Eldar player makes their appearance. 14th with 3 draws and no losses. What is going on over there? How do you get 3 draws and no losses? Eldar still undefeated. Eldar broken. You heard me. No, actually, it's looking super healthy. Maybe outlandishly healthy, but at this point, events are the only data points we really have. So I'm super excited to break down exactly how there were no Eldar in the top, especially after last week when we saw Charity Hammer won by Eldar. There was another event, Flying Monkey, won by Eldar. We're not covering that one, but Joe streamed on War Games Live. So Eldar's definitely still strong, but not strong in Texas, apparently. So let's take a look. Colin McDade, he's running Tau Empire. For those of you who don't know, Colin is a notorious player, usually performing pretty well at the top tables. So he's got Commander Farsight, Commander Shadow Sun, Gold Star Battlesuit with Cyclics, Gold Star Battlesuit with Cyclics. 1, 2, 3 broadsides, Fat Crisis Unit, Ghost Keel, Crude Hounds, Piranha, Stealth Suits, Tetras. So MSU Bull Shiitake Mushrooms, as we like to call a single Ghost Keel. I like 3, at least 2, in my mind. And then 1, 2 Christ Suits, fat broadsides, and all the pain you could ever want. Really strong Talus, kind of indicative of what a tournament-ready Talus will look like these days. Just absolutely ready to table you and play the mission because they have to. Super strong, super effective. We'll break down his win path and exactly what that path to victory looked like. Robert Moreland over here with Astra Militarum. Let's see. Gaunt's Ghost, their Tournament staple, and they got cheaper. Lord Sol Leontis, Platoon Command Squad, Regimental Engine Seer, 1, 2, 3 infantry units, 1, 2 Chimeras, 1, 2 Hellhounds, 2, a Demolisher, a Battle Tank, a Storm Sword, don't even know which one that is, some Signs, and a Callus. So a lot more Lehman Russ and Storm Sword heavy than I would have expected. A couple of Hellhounds to ignore his cover. No indirect fire. You'll notice no Basilisks, no Medusas, nothing of the sort. So very traditional style guard list here. Very interesting. Second place. Only getting a draw. He actually also went undefeated. How did everybody go undefeated in this tournament? What is going on in Texas? Okay. George Bobkov. He's got a Dark Commune of Nurgle. A Dark Commune of Nurgle, a mop, 2 undivided mops, some cultists, a Rhino, Fat Accursed Cultist, 5-man chosen. I guess the mops joined the 5-man chosen. There's some interesting moves there, which we'll talk about. Forge Fiend, Obliterators, Warp Talons, 3 Nurglings, and Blue Scraps. Very interesting list. No Abaddon, no Terminators. Did I see... Oh, there are 4 Obliterators. Undivided Obliterators. But still, no Abaddon. Very fascinating. Very fascinating Chaos-based main list here. We've got Death Guard. Death Guard over here's got Terminator and Sorcerer armor. With Deadly Pathogen, makes them better in close combat. Typhus. Chaos Spawn. A Hellbrute. Death Shroud, all 3-mans, Bloat Drone. Love the Bloat Drones, hate the Flesh Mowers, interesting choice. A unit of 3 Mythotic Blight Haulers, 3 Missiles, 3 Multi-Meltas, 3 Plagueburst Crawlers, 10 Pox, and 3 Nurglings. Very different Death Guard to what I've been seeing and what I've been thinking about, so super interesting there. And we'll just kind of round out the top a little bit here. We got Necrons, let me guess, Warriors. We got a Hexmark, a Locust Destroyer, a Locust Lord, a Lord, Orican, Technomancer, 20 Warriors, there it is. Reanimators, some Swarms, Cryptothralls to go with your Warriors, Cryptothralls to not go with your Warriors. Doomsday Ark, Locust Destroyers, 3 Locust Heavies, Locust Heavy, 10 Ledge Guards, so protocols go through there, and 3 Tomb Blades. Yep, looks like Necrons. And now we've got a different Death Guard list. This one took a loss. Lord of Virulence, Mortarion. Now, how are we not running Morty? Now we're running Morty. It all makes sense. A Tallyman and Typhus. Just a 7-man Plague Marine unit. 10 Cultists, a Hellbrute, Predator Annihilators. Now we're talking my language. That's what we're talking about. 6-man Death Shroud, Plaguebear's Crawler, Plaguebear's Crawler, Plaguebear's Crawler, and 20 Poxes for Typhus Clone. Much more stereotypical Death Card life list with Predator Annihilators. Justin Moore making it all the way to the top table. Shout out to Justin, who is a Warhammer member, losing only to Colin McDade's Tau in the final round. Justin's got quite a bit of things here. We've got an Acolyte Icon Award, a Biophagus, a Nexos, Primus. A lot of characters. Still running triple Primus. I've only gone to 2, but I also run double Nexos, so it's a bit of a different approach there. Interesting to see the Icon Award coming in. We've got 1 Demo Bomb unit. You've got 20 Neophytes if they've gone for grenade launchers as their variation, whatever. 20 more Neophytes, 20 more Neophytes, 20 more Neophytes, 20 more Neophytes, 100 Neophytes, seismic cannons galore, 1 Demo Bomb, 10 Aberrants, and a pair of Ridge Runners to round out. Super powerful list. Gone for more bodies than I'm used to seeing. I used to run 80 when they were cheaper, and now they're going for 100. I like that, Justin. Space Wolves. How can we not check out a Space Wolves list that's making top 10? It's playing Gladius Task Force, Canis Wolfborn, Logan Grimnor, and Apothecary Biologist. Bet he's going with Aggressors. Lieutenant, Wolfguard Battle Leader on Thunderwolf, Wolfguard Battle Leader on Thunderwolf, Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf. Wow, those are cheap characters on Wolves. 5 Aggressors, an Inceptor unit. Oh yeah, 18 Thunderwolf Cav. Where's Quentin when you need him? That list is awesome. That list is here. Quentin, why can't you do this? A Land Raider, Padeemer, and a Ballistus Dread. I'm pretty sure Quentin played this list on stream. He had 3 Redemptors. That literally is a list Quentin played. Oh my god. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that's the beef that Space Wolves be on. And then to round out our top 10, we've got... I'll go to top 11, because that's before we get repeats. So 9th place over here, we've got Drukhari. Again, only taking 1 loss. So super impressive showing with Drukhari, which is a faction everyone kind of thinks sucks right now. But they won the event last week in Australia, and they got 5-1 here. Archon, Homunculus, Lilith Hesperax, 10 Warriors, 10 Warriors, 10 Warriors, 10 Warriors, 40 Warriors. Nice. 5 racks, 5 racks, 10 racks. Interesting. Raider, Venom. A lot of Venoms. I guess you can split your warriors up, and that's probably what he was doing. Raiders also. Court of the Archon. Wow, not something you see ever. A solo Chronos, only 1. Interesting. Mandrakes, Ravager, Scourges. Really interesting list here. Not packing max Darklings. Is still doing super well. We'll see if we can figure out what happened in Ryan Bridges' tournament story. Adeptus Custodes, people think they suck now. They really don't. They just got brought down to earth a little bit. Shield Captain again. Prosecutor unit. 3 Alars, Caladius, 5 Wardens. Or maybe that's 6 Wardens. Another 6 Wardens. 6 Custodes Guard. And 5 Witch Seekers. Interesting. 6 Venatari, not 6 Custodes Guards, 6 Venatari. 6 Venatari, 2 Warden Bricks, 2 Caladius, and a small Alars unit. Very similar to the list that Jack used against me the other week on our stream game. And finally, those are witches in the Drukhari list. I didn't even see that. Holy crap, did I mess up? My eyeball, my reading comprehension? Those... definitely say racks. That definitely say 5 racks. But that is a 10-man witch unit. So there are racks, but there are also witches. Very interesting. Sure, they're Jormy Lilith. Okay, and then we've got our last list we're going to take a look at here is Kit Smith, Hannah's Tyranids. Kit's got... Kit's also a war member. We love Kit. Death Leaper, Old One-Eye, he's playing Synaptic Nexus. High Tyrant, Neuro Tyrant, 10 Gargoyles, a solo Byrevore, 1, 2, 3 solo Neurolictors, a solo Pyrevore, 2 Exocrines, a Maleceptor, and double Norn to chalk it up. Hold objectives OC15, you know the drill. So very diverse meta, like we're talking about. Let's see if we can unpack the history here. So Colin McDade, he won the whole event. Let's see if he had any challenging rounds here. Remember, he's playing Tau, so his Tau went straight into a Chaos Space Marine army, which was packing Cursed Cultist Bikers, Double Vindicator, Forge Fiend, Hellbrute, Possessed, Flamers, Nurglings, and some Brigands. Very interesting Chaos Space Marine list here. I think that the Tau pretty much shot them off the board, though, if I had to guess. Eric Tad, long time, through thick and thin, Gene Stealer Cult player. I'm going to guess, look at that, playing Gene Stealer Cult. He's got Triple Promise, a Reductus Saboteur, Nexus Biophagus, 10 Neophyte Acolytes, or 10 Acolytes, 60, 80, 90 Neophytes, 10 Aberrants, 2 Ridge Runners. Very, very stereotypical, fit the mold Gene Stealer Cult list. And this game was 91 points for Colin. I just want to see what Eric scored here. 67. So a pretty commanding win for Colin there. And notice Colin's lowest score was 68 in the finals against other Gene Stealer Cults. So we got Ryan Bridges. Ryan playing the Archon. This was Ryan's only loss to Colin, who actually won the entire event. Let's see what Ryan's score was. Ryan scored a 63 to Colin's 94. So another commanding win for the tab, but still a very, very solid run from Ryan over here. Then Colin played against Kevin Grubbs, who I believe is yet. Maybe he's not a war member. I'm not sure. Apothecary Biologist, Librarian. This is Ultramarines. 6 Aggressors, a Gladiator Lancer, a big Hellblaster Squad, Inceptors, Infiltrators, and a Redeemer, and some Scouts, Vindicator. A lot of Vindicators in Houston. Not really sure what that's about. I know Kevin knocked out my horse in the race, Matt Tweedle, in an earlier round. So very unfortunate from Matt, my guy, but pretty impressive showing from Kevin, making it all the way to the fourth round with Ultramarines and double Vindicator with all that. To finish Colin's streak, he went into Clifton Mercarissel. For those of you who don't know Cliff, he's a hilarious dude. Very nationalistic over here. But he's also known for playing the most off-the-beat, off-the-wall extremist list you can play. You thought Manny Chima picked good things to spam? Well, Clifton picks weird things to spam. Let's see what it is. Let's see what he's got for us today. Oh, he's playing Gene Stealer Cult. This is going to be lame. 2 Clamovises, Nexos, Primus. Double Clamovis. Okay, he does not want people deep striking anywhere near him. Reductus Saboteur. Alright, you want lone op characters? We got lone op characters. 10 Acolyte Bombs, 10 Demo Bombs, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 Neophytes. Nope, 100 Neophytes. And a Ridge Runner and 2 Cyclops Demolition Vehicles. I do love the 25-point Cyclops Demolition Vehicles. I think people are sleeping on them. 25 points for a single model that can do an action, screen, and area. That's just great. So, what did we learn here? People still be running Gene Stealer Cults. A lot of Gene Stealer Cults in Texas. And then in the finals, of course, Colin played against his third Gene Stealer Cult player of the tournament, Justin Moore, who went with his Gene Stealer Cult, 197, 70, 7,800, and 67. One loss at the end there. Robert Moylan with his guard. Bit of a different strength of schedule over here. Guard with the Storm Sword and Lehman Russes, knocking out the Space Wolves with 18 Thundercavs nice and early. So I guess Robert was able to knock Travis Gray, who ended up in 8th, down in the first round, 87 to 80. Travis got sent to the losers bracket, in which he then cleaned house all the way up to the 5-1 finish, which I think is exactly where an army of mass Thunderwolves should be, 5-1. But the fact that Robert was able to fend off 18 Thunderwolves and a Redeemer running straight at him with this guard army of all guard armies, because remember, this is just going through it. Gaunt's Ghost, Lord Saliantis, Platoon Command, Regimental Engines here, whatever. 2 units of infantry, 3 units of infantry, 2 Chimeras, Hellhound, Demolisher, Battle Tank, Storm Sword, Scions, and a Caldus. Pretty well-rounded guard army. Really effective here. So really impressive win there. And then Robert made it undefeated through the whole tournament, only taking a draw in round 4. So Robert and George both went undefeated, only taking draws in round 4, and didn't play each other. I don't even know if that's possible. Okay, so Robert played Nick Barden. Nick's running Chaos Space Marines. No Abaddon. No Abaddons in Texas. Nobody's running Abaddon, Texas. Chaos Lord, Master, Possession, Sorcerer, and Terminator Armor, 2030 Cultist, a Land Raider. You know I love my Predators. 2 Predator Annihilators and a Destructor. What are we rocking out here? Terminator unit, just a 5-man. 10-man Chosen, 2-man Obliterator, 5-man Possessed. This is a weird-ass Chaos Army, which is the best kind. Travis Sorson. We've got World Eaters here. Angron, Lord Invocatus, 20 Jackals, 8 bound, 10 Terminators, and a couple Mauler friends. This is an angry list. Get shot in the face by the guard. Very classical matchup there, I imagine. But first, we got a $5 super chat from Olympia Thomas Bonieka. Hope you didn't butcher that. Hey, love the content. What do you make of the rulings of the LGT that Deep Strike cannot be used with Rapidingus? That is insane to me. I use Deep Strike with Rapidingus all the time in my tactics, so I am glad that that ruling is not applicable to where I play Warhammer. But that is a ruling. Thank you so much for your super chat. Kit Smith Hannah versus Robert Moreland. This is Kit's only loss, I believe, for the event. Let's just confirm that. Getting 11th. He had a draw loss. So he's the one who drew Robert Moreland actually in this round. It's all coming together. And Kit was able to draw Robert with double Norn, Monster Mash, Synaptic Nexus with 4 lone op Tyranids over here. So we don't know what Tyranids really look like in terms of what's good, what's bad, what's ugly. This is definitely an archetype that's evolving. I'll just go through it again. We've got 3 Neurolictors, Biovores, Gargoyles, Hive Tyrant, Neurotyrant, Old to One Eye, Death Leaper. All that is kind of like classical Tyrant stuff. Death Leaper is just good lone up. Neurolictor's amazing lone ops. Biovore scores your secondaries. 10 Gargoyles contest your opponent's objectives. Neurotyrant is just great. Hive Tyrant, advance and shoot, free strats, all the jazz. Solo Biovore, advance and shoot, action, no cover, all the jazz. And then Exocrine, Malscepter, Norn. Talk about the beef package. This is a very classic. This is the new modern day Tyranid armies are going to be built by. So then we got George Bobkov playing against Kit Smith Hannah, and I believe George Bobkov took a win here against Kit, who took a loss here, 93-90. George is playing Chaos Space Marines, and just to review, his Chaos Space Marines don't feature Abaddon. Double Dark Commune, double Mop. The Mops will join the Chosen, the Communes join the Accursed Cultists. And the cool thing about the Mop and the Chosen, let me tell you about what this man is doing, because I love it. He's putting 5 Chosen, Master Possession into the Chaos Snurgle Rhino. You drive the Rhino up. Then you get out. And you get out within 3, and your Master Possession and your Chosen can advance and charge, because your Chosen give your unit advance and charge. Sure, whatever. Nothing weird here. But here's the fun fact. The Master of Possession moves 8. And he's got a slightly larger base. So you can actually use this to just get further ahead of your Chosen units by 2 inches. And what is normally a get out 3 plus move 6 plus advance and charge for 9 plus 3d6 is your total threat range is now 11 plus 3d6 is your total threat range. And that is just nicer. Additionally, he buffs your unit and stuff and makes them hit harder. Whatevs. Double Forge Fiend, Undivided Nurgle, no Abaddon, no rerolls hits here. Another Undivided, a Blitz Squad, 2 Slaanesh Talons, 11 Slaanesh Warp Talons, Blue Scribes, Nurglings. So, not a stereotypical Chaos list, but all units you are used to seeing in Chaos Space Marines. A little interesting flair with Mop joined to Chosen out of Rhino. Thought about it, haven't run it. Kudos to you, George. So George went undefeated, only taking 1 draw in round 4 to... who did George draw? How did George get a draw? George knocked out Space Marines. Looks like a pretty interesting Space Marines with Aggressors, Brutalis Dreads, Infiltrators. Looks like Space Marine stuff. Oh, and then Triple Renender. So this is Dreadnought spam. So pretty impressive, able to beat 5 Dreadnoughts and Aggressors. No Land Raider, though, for those Aggressors. Still very impressive. Then he's got a win versus Stephen Fox here. He's playing Knights. We all know what the state of Knights are in. We've got George beating up Scott. Scott's playing more Iron Hand Space Marines, this time featuring Pharaohs, real Iron Hands. Heavy Intercessors galore. This is a beefy Iron Hands army. Not featuring Dreadnoughts. Very sad. They're finally good. We're not running them. Here's the draw in round 4 to Eric Nelson. And Eric's running new Tyranids. Let's see what drew the Chaos Space Marines that he was able to beat Kit's Chaos Space Marines. A Winged Tyranid Prime. This is the Vanguard Onslaughts. This is the sneakier bugs. Winged Tyranid Prime. 3 Winged Tyranid Primes. I really thought these were bad. What is going on? 10 Gargoyles, 10 Gargoyles, 10 Gargoyles. Biovore, Exocrine, Harridan. Casual 610 point Harridan. Wonder what that does. Neurolictor, Warriors. Von Ryan's Leapers, Von Ryan's Leapers. Okay, I'm going to be 100 with you. I have absolutely no idea what this army does. I know the Warriors and the Vanguard can hit ludicrously hard, but then there's a Harridan. I don't know, but it's doing really well. Let's see how this was. Eric Nelson. I'm curious how Eric Nelson did here. Eric Nelson. 3 wins, a draw, a loss, and a drop. So not the most impressive showing, but definitely doing good out here. Okay. Following down the train, George is able to beat Kismis Hannah in the second interaction, and then beating Nathaniel Bjorge. He's playing Astra Militarum as well. Slightly different list to Roberts, who got second, but also featuring double storm swords. This might be a new variation of Guard, which is coming up. And Guard is very popular in Texas for whatever reason. I've noticed that. Skipping down, we've got Death Guard, who went 5-1, and this is pretty interesting Death Guard army that features no Mortarion. Yoni Vasquez, Sorcerer, Typhus, Spawn, Hellbrute, Death Shrouds, Blowtron, 3 Blight Haulers, not 3 Plagueburst Crawlers. So it's 9 hulls, which is interesting, and plus 9 Death Shrouds, which is just a lot to try to chew through. He took a loss round 1. Let's see what got him. Kevin Rand with the other Death Guard. The other Death Guard got the Death Guard in round 1. That is so atrocious. That is Death Guard on Death Guard violence. Okay, so in the loser bracket, Joni was able to knock out Grey Knights with Death Guard. Grey Knights featuring the classic Terminator bricks and some Inceptors and Purifiers instead of the Paladins, but, whatevs. Then he's able to knock out Knights. Don't need to go too detailed into that. He's able to knock out Dark Angels. That's pretty impressive, featuring Lion, 10 Hellblasters, 10-man Knight unit. The Redemptors. This is like the Dark Angel list. Very impressive there. He knocked out Eric Tad's Gene Stealer Cult in round 5. Death Guard, I think, are actually a hard counter to Gene Stealer Cult, which is odd when you think about it, but also what it is. And in the last round, he was able to beat Chaos Space Marines. A lot of accursed cultists in Texas over here. 10 Chaos Space Marine Terminators, Vindicator, Forge Fiend, a Blitz, Warp Talons, a nice Chaos Space Marine list there. So Death Guard obviously being able to hang. We love to see that. The Necrons, let's just take what their one loss was. I'm really curious here. Lost to Gene Stealer Colts in round 5. Justin Moore, who ended up going 5-1 as well. Apparently, Micah McComb took a loss to the Harridan in round 5, and it shoots unbelievably hard. I'm going to have to look up what a Harridan does. Really will. Travis Gray with the Space Souls only took the one loss round 1 to Astra Militarum. Robert Moreland obviously doing very well. Same thing with Justin Moreland taking his one loss here. So clearly Gene Circles are fully capable. 197, 70, 78, 100 is the first 5 wins of it. Obviously, Tau seemed to have their number. Or Colin McDade seems to have their number. Not really sure. He's obviously a skilled opponent as well. Adeptus Custodes, they took their one loss to Joseph Rexer, another war member here. Joe's got Dark Angels, Apothecary, Azrael, Chaplain, Aggressors, Deathwing Knights, Gladiator Lancer, full Hellblaster unit, Inceptors, Redeemer, Vindicator, Calidus. So a bit of an interesting Dark Angel list, not the one you see all the time, but really, really strong showing over here. And then our Drukhari, I just want to see what our Drukhari was able to beat. So Ryan was able to fight with this eclectic Drukhari, was featuring witches and not max Dark Lances. He was able to beat Knights, which was not a thing of the past, I'll tell you. Those new Knight nerfs are relevant. He was able to beat Joey Rexer's Dark Angels. He was able to defeat Ryan Bridges, or was this... Oh, he is Ryan Bridges. What am I doing? Lost to Colin McDade. They were round 3. In the loser bracket on day 2, Jake Gonzalez, he beats the Orcs, which I would assume Orcs can run right over Drukhari. Very impressive win here. And what's the score of this game, I might add? Ryan Bridges versus... I just messed it up. Ryan Bridges, where did we go? Ryan Bridges, there we go. In round 4, he played against Jake Gonzalez. And Jake lost with 60 points against Ryan, who won with 61. So that's a 1-point game. You know that was down to the wire. I was going to say, it'd be hard-pressed for Orcs to not beat Drakari, but that could be a play skill thing. That could be excellent. It could be a mission. That could be just tight play on Ryan's part. It's a neck-and-neck game. It's 1 point, you know. Then we've got Reagan Cruz. Ryan was able to defeat Tyranids, new Tyranids, and similar style. This one's featuring a lot more zoanthropes. Interesting. And then finally, the good old-fashioned goat boy finish. You know that's a fun one. Thomas Reedy is such a gent. Playing World Leaders. Maybe not the most competitive players anymore, but Thomas is always such a gem to play. Awesome, awesome game there. Awesome finish. Really cool tournament. I gotta say, Tau cleaning it up is not what I expected. No Eldar in top 10. Who could have possibly expected that? Don't think Eldar is gone. They have won another tournament, Flying Monkey, which was another major event that happened this weekend. But I wanted to cover this one because Joe from War Games Live did some excellent coverage of Flying Monkey. So let's talk about a different one that happened. In terms of what this means for the meta, I don't know. Texas plays in their own little world sometimes, and I don't want to be diminutive or like, I don't want to invalidate the results. The results are super relevant, but as you can see, there were no Eldar. Chaos Marines not running Abaddon, which I think is fine. Lots of guard, lots of Genestealer Cult, definitely skewing the results to be in their favor. Or in this case, Death Guard, who can counter Genestealer Cult, definitely did well there. And Tau, Colin McDay doing super well here. But I don't think this is an entire snapshot of the meta. This is a good snapshot of Texas's meta. And while Texas is definitely a piece worth considering, I don't know that it's holistic. So that's why we're going to do this little breakdown. We're going to talk about another section of the world here. Another section being London. And once again, no single event represents the entire meta as a whole. It is simply just that. Just a snapshot. So London GT is a enormous event. They have 751 tickets sold out of 1,000. So let's take a look at our roster here. If it'll load. If all 751 names will load. Okay, so I have not gone through this entire extensive list. I started to. I wanted to go through every single page of this 753 page thing, or 751 person thing, but I just didn't. I just lost a lot of patience for that. So I made a short list, mostly of WTC players I'm familiar with and other players I thought of. Now, if I didn't get to you and you're going to LGT and you're not getting covered here, I am truly sorry. I'm going to acknowledge right off the bat there are great players that I'm sure I missed. We're only going to go through 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're only going to go through 9 because I have other stuff to do today. But that doesn't mean I don't love you. So please don't get salty with me in the comments. But please do leave a comment and like the video and subscribe. You know the jazz. So, first off, London GT. Alex Harrison. The infamous Alex Harrison. Playing Tau. Alex, for what it's worth, is really good at reading the meta. That man knows what he wants to run. So, Anva, Cold Star with Cyclics, Cold Star with Commander in Sticklix, Long Strike. Long Strike, not something you see ever, but at 140, I kind of don't hate it. Devilfish, also not something you see ever. Couple broadsides. They can't leave home without their static firepower. I don't know what to tell you. If it doesn't sit still and shoot really hard, what's the point in bringing it? 6 crisis suits, 6 crisis suits, 3 crisis suits. Oh, because 12 wasn't enough. A piranha, tetra. How is nobody running ghost kills? I'm telling you, internet, please, get on top of it. Ghost kills are amazing. I'm sure this Tau list will table people. Okay. All Tau lists do not look the same. There's either ghost kills or there's not ghost kills. Other than that, they all look the same. Alex Petford. He was a WTC member from the previous year in 2022? 2021. What year is it? 2023 now, right? Yeah. Time. So, Commander Shadowsun, also bringing Tau. Everybody's bringing Tau. When did Tau become the new hotness? Tau is always super popular in Europe. When you can bring broken Tau guns and shoot people turn 2 and just table them, you know we're doing it. Commander Shadowsun. Commander and Cold Star. Let me guess. Cyclics. He seems to have one less cyclic. He has an airburst. This one is all cyclics. Cool. In Ethereal, they're so cheap for what they do. In Ethereal, Breacher Squad. Breacher Squad. That's different. Not every day you see Breachers in Devilfish. I like that. Good old-fashioned Fish of Fury. Kudos to you, Alex. Solo broadsides. Okay, I hate broadsides. I think moving very slowly and shooting one shot is terrible. But solo broadsides I can get behind a little bit more because at least they also screen and do actions and just kind of autonomous. Let me guess. Oh, only 9 crisis suits. I think we're getting a little too cute over here. I think 12 is the number. 2 ghost skills. You know what? I'll accept it because ghost skills are great and well done to you. Piranha, Tetra. Yep, and Tau. Okay. Now we're going to go to a man of class, a man I can get behind, a man on my own team, Anthony Vanilla from Art of War. And Anthony, he doesn't believe in the ways of the gun. World Eaters, right over here. Angron, Karn, Lord Invocatus. World Eaters, Lord on a Juggernaut with favorite of Corn. World Eaters, Master of Executions with a Berserker Blade. Talk about character smashy smash. We got 415, 495, 6, 780, give or take. 880, give or take. 880 points in characters-ish. Soft, easy, squishy. 10 Jackals, 10 Corn Berserkers, 5 Corn Berserkers, a Rhino, and a Rhino. 3 8-bound, 3 Exalted 8-bound, and 6 Exalted 8-bound. It's simple, it's punchy, it's Anthony, it kills you. It's these 8-bound naturally scout. Lord Invocatus is going to give scout to both of these guys, and there's some rules on the word on the street is that Lord Invocatus doesn't give scout to the unit he joins. I have no idea how that works, but guess what? If he doesn't join a unit, everybody scouts. And then if Anthony goes first, that's got to be a 100% win rate. And if he goes second, I hope he doesn't. Okay. I don't know how Anthony plays these armies. I would love to watch Anthony play these armies. That army does look terrifying, though. I'm not going to lie. Kudos to Anthony for getting off the garbage obliterator Terminator train that Chaos Space Marines can bring and getting onto a real faction and a real list like World Eaters. Speaking of which, let's show you what a Chaos Space Marine list that doesn't feature Terminators looks like as we go into Alexander Sacco's Chaos Space Marine list. Now, Alexander Sacco is a Warhammer member. He is from France. He actually won the London Grand Tournament. I believe it was the Invitational last year, and Vic VJ, a different Warhammer member, took down the Open. I might have who won what reversed. Vic and Alex played like the same list. It was like 100 or 200 points off from each other, just one unit choice, very variational difference. We had an interview with both of them at the same time on the Art of War podcast, and right now Alex is back to show us how it's done after just making top 4 of the War Masters tournament in the WTC, the singles event there. So obviously super phenomenal player here, and Alex likes to take a different crack at Chaos Space Marines than what we're usually used to seeing. So right over here, we've got a Chaos Lord, Mark of Undivided, another Chaos Lord, and another Chaos Lord, no Abaddon. Can we just pause for a minute and talk about the fact this man is running 3 Chaos Lords, all Undivided, no Abaddon? That's awesome. Kudos to Alex for just being a champion. 10 Cultists with Mark and Nurgle, Rhino, and a Rhino. A couple Rhinos. Nothing wrong with Rhinos. We got Chosen, and 10 Chosen. 20 Chosen in Rhinos. So 2 5s in one and 1 10 in the other. Lords joined to all of them. Awesome. Double Forge Fiend, MSU, Obliterators. This is what happens when you don't bring Abaddon. You just show up and you shoot and you do stuff. Double Forge Fiend, double Blitz, Big Chosen and Rhinos. 2x5 Slaanesh Warp Towns. I love those units. 3 Nurglings. Selesky, he's trying. Sorry, everybody. I just had a moment. I just had to spin in my chair real quick because we finally got somebody running Selesky. Oh, my God. So let me tell you the story of Selesky. Selesky, we got the Balance Dataslate like 2 weeks ago, right? We're all frantically playing games in the Art of War house, and Mark comes over, and Mark is like, here's my weird Chaos list, Nick. And I'm like, Mark, what the hell is this crap? And I played against him. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, whatever. But he had Selesky in there, and I was like, she is phenomenal. He is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. Slaanesh Demons, don't ask questions. And you know what? I started putting her in my list, and I was like, whoa, Selesky, new MVP. Holy crap. So I went into our Art of War Discord, which you can become a part of right now with a 3-day free trial. And I started preaching the truth in our Chaos Space Marine channel. I was like, guys, and also demons, and also Chaos Knights. Everybody, ladies, gentlemen, Selesky, the truth, the MVP, the hero of the people. And, you know, we've got a lot of chatter in the Discord being like, I'm not sure. What is Nick on about? Selesky, is that really what it is? I got to see this in person. And you know what? I think Alexander Sacco either independently, autonomously tried Selesky and came to the same conclusion, or he listened to what I said in the Discord, tried Selesky out, and now she's in his London GT list. And you know what? Either way, I'm super happy because Selesky MVP. And this is just an example of what you can get in that beautiful Discord. So please try that free trial and get your stuff together as you get better at Warhammer, learn the game, become your best. And to round it out, Blue Scribes. Love this list. Very different to your stereotypical Chaos list. Alex is an innovator. He's not necessarily a follower in the ways of Chaos. And I am so here to see how he does. Also, a War Remember, if that wasn't clear. Another Chaos aficionado, but I don't know what he's playing today. We got Vic VJ, another War member, another awesome player. He's caved. He's playing Eldari. Now, to be fair to Vic, Eldari is his favorite faction. He's played Eldari before they were the most broken thing ever. But now that they've got their final form for 10th edition, at least till they get a codex or they get a new rules patch, he's doing it. He's got the 350-point Incarn. I don't like her, but you know, I'm not one to question what Vic does over here. Autarch Wayleaper. Fugan, love Fugan. What a choice. Big fan of Fugan. Farseer, a Spirit Seer. Let me guess, the Spirit Seer joins the 10 Wraith Guard. Would you look at that? 5 Spiders, 5 Spiders, 5 Spectres. Triple Night Spinner. Vic is here to kill people with indirect fire. He's like, point hikes on Night Spinners? Do not care. 3 of them going into your deployment zone turn 1, destroying your units with mortal wounds, and then an Incarn shows up. Get wrecked. While that is happening, 10 Wraithguard are boxing the center, and MSU Orb Spiders and Shadow Spectres are dominating secondaries. Phenomenal list. I wish it had an avatar instead of the Incarn, but the Incarn plus triple spinners is just right down and dirty. I see these other players being like, 1 spinner. I'll slow somebody down. It's a good tool. Indirect fire to chip the backfield. If you have 3 Night Spinners, forget chip the backfield. You kill the backfield. You kill the front field. You kill the midfield. You kill everything. Eldar. Still at it. Proud of you, Vic. David Gaylord, partner in crime to Vic VJ. Member of Team New Zealand. While being a UK resident. Playing Astra Militant. Interesting. I did not think Astra Militant were cooking like this. We've got Gaunt's Ghosts. Lord Slaughter Leontis, 1, 2, 3 tank commanders, all executioners, all plasmas, all the time. Multi-Meltas too. On the sponsons, heavy flamers, heavy bolters. How many guns is on this thing? Executioner plasma cannon, heavy stubber, 2 Militarum plasma cannons, 2 more Militarum plasma cannons, 2 multi-melta, 2 heavy flamers, 2 heavy bolters, a Lascan, a hunter killer. That cannot be the amount of guns on this tank. Like, I know what a Lehman Russ looks like. It's 1 heavy bolter in the front, which you can swap out for a plasma cannon. You can put multi-meltas or plasma cannons on the sides. Not all of it. Like, I feel like he's chosen every single sponson. Am I misreading this army list, everybody? Is this me? I don't know. Maybe it's a unit of 3. I think this is 3 units. Units of 3 tanks don't really exist anymore. I do not understand how these. Maybe I just haven't read the Guard Codex enough, and the tank commanders actually have 20 guns strapped onto them because you just glue every weapon in the kit onto the tank somehow at the same time. I do not understand. But 3 tank commanders, Hadachin Jungle Fighters. Talk about the cheapest infantry bodies you can get in your list. A 3-man Bulgrin unit. 5-man Bulgrin unit. Nice little counter-charge time-up unit. A couple Basilisks, a Lehman Russell Eradicator, a Rogaldorn, Scout Sentinels, and a couple Chimeras. I do not understand. I do not understand what a Lehman Russ tank commander is. I don't understand how 4 Lehman Russes and a Rogaldorn wins games. I mean, it totally tables you, I guess, if it sees you, but like there's things like the Mark of Nurgle stratagem. There's things like terrain. Maybe there's no terrain in Europe. Maybe that's why we're seeing things like Tau and these direct line of sight vehicles. But I'm pretty sure there is terrain in Europe. I've been to Europe. I've been to Europe playing Warhammer. I've been to London Grand Tournament playing Warhammer. And Vic VJ's brought 3 Night Spinners specifically so he can see things and kill them outside of line of sight, which would imply that there is terrain. So how is it that all these Leman Russes and Robodorns are tabling everybody? I do not know. But we will see how this event unfolds. Innes Wilson, not a man from the UK, but a man from Scotland, playing Chaos Space Marines, an army very out of his wheelhouse to my knowledge. Must think they're pretty awesome. Okay. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3 Chaos Lords. One's got the Liber Hereticus enhancement. That's going to give you sustained hits and lethal hits when you Dark Pact. I pay for a helper. This man pays for Liber Hereticus. A Warpsmith with the Eye of Tzeentch, also something you pretty much never see. That's going to get him command points, but this is what happens when you don't run Abaddon. 10 Cultists, 5 Chosen, 5 Chosen, 10 Chosen. Same package that Alexander Sacco's running here. And I'm sure this Lord joins the 10-man Chosen. And with the Liber Hereticus, this actually does mathematically kill 20 Necron Warriors through the Crypto Thralls. This package right here. So that could be the whole point of investing this hard into it. A 2x5 Chosen, also joined by these Lords, the little punchy packages. 5 Talons, 4 Obliterators, 2 Obliterators, a Forge Fiend, Rhino. They're going to house those Chosen. This is basically Alex Sacco's list. He has slight variational differences, 100-point Warpsmith, which I despise, but honestly, overall, very interesting archetype of Chaos Space Marines that seems to be emerging here. Josh Roberts. It's super interesting because the list I just submitted for the Crucible tournament is also Chaos Space Marines, but it's super different to both these. I'll actually be doing a Warren video breaking down that list on Wednesday. And I'm playing it live on our YouTube channel on Wednesday. So if you want to see how that Chaos Space Marine list works, give it a whirl. Check it out. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and you'll get notified whenever we produce content. Josh Roberts, former captain of the UK WTC team, still a player. He's got Chaos Knights, an army I almost brought. Let's see how different our lists are. He's brought a Stalker with the Aura of Terror enhancement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Brigands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Carnivores, Blue Scrubs, and Changeling. I think this is point for point Matt Morrisoli's list from Team Australia, at least his latest singles list. I would say my list and Josh's list for Chaos Knights are like 1 unit different. I swapped Changeling, and I swapped this enhancement, and I pick up Selesky because she's the truth. But great list by Josh. I'm sure he'll play it great. I'm sure he'll do great. And the last one I want to do is from my Brown brothers, Malik Rubio over here. I'm not sure how into the competitive scene Malik has been lately. I haven't heard of him putting up any wins or anything, but I also haven't been following him too closely. Malik, a couple years ago when I was over in the UK, was crushing it with Eldar and all the broken Space Marine guns at the time. And now he's playing Adeptus Mechanicus. So I wanted to see what's interesting with his list that he's running over here. And he's left us a note. And you thought, maybe this year he's finally back and competing. Well, no. But also, imagine losing to Admech with your fancy Chaos Chosen, Deathwing Knights, Tau Crisis Suits, etc., etc. Love you all, heart, ... losers. I love that. So, and he named his list Chadmech. I love that too. I don't think Malik necessarily is taking it super seriously, but he is here to troll people, and I can appreciate that. We can look up Manny and Porter. We can absolutely look up Manny and Porter. Tech Priest Manipulus, Skitarii Rangers, Skitarii Vanguard, Skitarii Vanguard, Dune Rider, Archaeoraptor, 10 Priests, 6 Breachers, a Disintegrator, Kyrian Draxus, and a Vindicator says, I have no idea what this does. I was expecting to see 18 chickens or something like that. I just don't know what this does. I am not equipped to comment on it. I'm sorry for my shortcomings here. Malik, I hope you win this entire tournament. Let's see what Manny's brought. Now, I know Manny is going to the Invitational with Chaos Space Marines featuring all Maximum Cultists, Maximum Cursed Cultists with Abaddon. We'll see if he submits the same thing for singles. Oh, he so is. Abaddon, Undivided, Nurgle, Dark Communes, 20 cultists, 20 cultists, 20 cultists, max a curse, and max a curse, and max a curse. Oh, he took out some of the regular cultists. He had the whole 120 package to instead add some guns here. Forge Fiend, 5 Warp Talons, 5 Warp Talons, and the Blue Scribe. So some actual mission play. Manny's going to find, I expect, something very similar to what I find, that there are some things that just completely hard counter Accursed Cultists. Now, if he doesn't play into them, he's going to be absolutely fine. If he does, it's going to be a quick game, unfortunately. But I love Accursed Cultists, and they're great into most things, so I can't fault Manny for playing that. And then we've got Mike Porter with Eldari. Now, Mike likes to play janky stuff. Mike likes to play a little offbeat meta stuff and use tactics to really elevate his perhaps oddballest choices. He's playing Eldari. Now, this could be anywhere on the spectrum of raw power, double Wraith Knight to weird stuff. So let's see what it is. He's got Death Jester with Fate's Messenger, Fugan, and a Troop Master. A Troop Squad, a Troop Squad, a Troop Squad, a Troop Squad, a Troop Squad. 5 of those. This is very Harlequin heavy. Did I miss something about troops? I guess they're OC2 and cheap and fast. Star Weaver, Star Weaver, Star Weaver, Star Weaver, Star Weaver, Star Weaver. What the hell? This is a Harlequin army. So Shadow Specters, 2 Sky Weavers, 2 Sky Weavers, Void Weaver, Void Weaver, Void Weaver. He likes Void Weavers at 125. I do not. And 5 Spiders. Okay, this is a Mike Porter list. If I ever saw him, the man loves his Harlequins. He played Harlequins last year to the LGT and the LVO. I do not know necessarily why he's running Harlequins. To me, if you're going to run Eldar, you kill people and dominate. But he is looking to play the mission, score 100 points, and do janky stuff, which is very akin to how Mark Porter's playstyle works. So I cannot fault the man for playing towards his playstyle. I can actually only encourage people to do that and be very proud of him for doing so. But holy crap, I don't get that list. Okay, everybody. That's not true. I do get it. I just don't necessarily agree with it. That's pretty much it, though. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure to go through both the Warzone Houston and the London Grand Tournament. We'll be back next week tracking down the London GT and also the Crucible Tournament in terms of what happened and how it all went down. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all your support. If I didn't list your name or give you enough attention during any of these things, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. There's only so much time in a day. But you know what? Please do us all a favor regardless. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that notification button, and even leave us a comment letting us know what you thought and what events you have coming up in the future, what you're excited to play for, and what you're excited about in this new meta. And if you're interested in learning about Warhammer, becoming better at this game, and becoming your best, I cannot tell you the value of the War. One of the things I've really enjoyed about this series as I've been going through it is I get to actually see our War Room members who I recognize through our Discord, who I recognize through messages, who I recognize through coaching, and I get to see them in their own various tournaments excelling, kicking ass, and taking names. Alex Sacco, Vic VJ, Justin Moore, just some examples of these wonderful War Room members who are absolutely crushing it and getting all that wonderful up-to-date information that we give you in our War Room. So if you're interested in joining and you're interested in learning the game, becoming your best, click that subscribe button down below, thewarroom.vhx.tv. It is free. You get a 3-day free trial of all the wonderful content, and I promise you, it's easy to cancel if you don't like it, but I'm sure you will like it and you will want to stay because it is that good. So have a good one, everybody, and we'll catch you later.